Call Laura now, 1-855-40-LAURA.
And 7 Spanish angels took another angel home.
Así es, lo que tenemos que hacer primero es resolver este problema de inmigración. Los políticos hablan mucho, pero se usa esto como una táctica política de dividir.
It's just showing respect. We have a Republican candidate who is not repelled by your very existence on our shores.
And she knew the gun was empty.
So it looks like the folks over at MSNBC are saying that the way you show respect to the voters in this country is to speak Spanish. And we have one candidate, Joe Scarborough said, who can do that. Joining us now is a candidate. I don't know if he can do it or not. But it's my friend, Governor Scott Walker from Wisconsin, who slipped a little bit in the polls. But, you know, everyone you talk to, everyone you meet. I was in Colorado over the weekend. Huge fan base for Governor Walker there. And he joins us now. Governor Walker, great to have you on the show again. How are you?
Hey, Laura, I'm doing well. Thanks for having me on.
So you speak French, Mandarin, Spanish when you go to your...
You know what I do? It's an unusual thing in politics. I actually just talk to Americans. Mm-hmm. I don't break them up by group. I don't break them up by class. I don't break them up by age. I talk to people who aspire to live the American dream. And I think increasingly, no matter what your background, people are hungry for someone who's talking about not just what's wrong with America, but what's great about America and how we make that something great for everybody, to everyone to achieve their piece of the American dream and live in a more free and prosperous country.
51% of immigrants, both legal and illegal, it's not broken down, 51% receive some type of welfare benefit in the United States, report that just came out yesterday by CIS. You have kind of gone back and forth on this issue of birthright citizenship. I want to give you a chance to maybe clarify that, especially maybe in light of this recent news or stemming from this recent news. But this is costing the American taxpayer an enormous amount of money in terms of services, crowded schools, infrastructure, health care, food stamps, disability benefits, and beyond. What is your current thinking on the birthright citizenship issue?
Well, no, I'm consistent on this. I said I'm not looking to change the Constitution. What I am looking to do is a combination of securing the border and enforcing the laws. I'm in Texas today. I was with Governor Abbott earlier this year, early on in the year, touring the border and seeing that we're every day being penetrated in this border by international criminal organizations that are pushing drugs, they're pushing firearms, they're pushing people through human trafficking. If we actually have, instead of lip service like we've gotten out of politicians for years, but if we actually have a president who's truly committed to securing the borders and enforcing the laws, that means an E-Verify system that every employer in America, an effective system that every employer in the country has to use, so the people working for them are legal, and then we enforce the laws. No sanctuary cities. If you want to be here, you got to be legal to be here, and that means public assistance as well. If we do that, it takes care of all these other questions that come up.
Well, it actually
doesn't. We've got politicians.
Right. It actually doesn't, Governor. 300,000 children are born in the United States to parents who are not here, or not American citizens. They become American citizens. 300,000. That's a big number. And if someone comes here legally, but is not an American citizen, I mean, they come here legally, as they do on birth tourism, and it happens in Long Beach and Phoenix and Texas. Come here legally and have a child. That child becomes an American citizen. So you could enforce the border all you want. So my question to you is, do you think that is a tradition that should continue, Governor?
No, I understand what you're saying, but I'm saying if we do what I've said all throughout this year, started out with our mutual friend Chris Wallace early on in the year when I did Fox News Sunday with Chris Wallace at CPAC and said, secure the border, enforce the laws, no amnesty, and have a legal immigration system, which you pointed out praise for my position. Others gave me some grief on it. But I said a legal immigration system that gives priority to the impact on American working families and their wages in a way that will truly improve the American economy. Mm-hmm. If we take those steps, meaning we don't just secure the border, we don't just enforce the laws, we say going forward in all that we do, not just in immigration, but in trade and everything else, we're going to make sure that what we think about more than anybody else is the impact on American working families and the hardworking taxpayers that are working hard to get by every single day.
That's
if we do those things, then you have an impact in terms of people coming in and what the impact is. And we should have people in America who are here to work.
No, I hear you. You still have birthright citizenship issue, but let's move on. 'Cause we're almost out of time. The loyalty oath that the RNC is now drawn up. It's called a pledge that you affirm that if you don't win the nomination, you'll endorse who the presidential nominee is, regardless of who it is. Good idea, bad idea? It's clearly directed at Trump. Do you think this is...
Oh, yeah. Well, at the first debate, everybody said yes, except for the one guy in the middle. I think it makes sense. I think the worst thing America could have is Hillary Clinton be elected president. I think I'm the best candidate taking on Hillary Clinton. I think I'm, versus, say, someone like Governor Bush, a name from the past. We don't need another name from the past to do that. We need a name from the future. I think someone who's from outside of Washington who can actually wreak some havoc on Washington, like I wreaked havoc on our state house a couple of years ago. We need somebody who can do that, and I think somebody who's actually accomplished something, particularly in a blue state. It's a great contrast out there. I have no problem saying, as I did that day, if I'm not the nominee, I'm going to support a Republican. I think there are many great candidates. I just think I'm the best one to make that case. I'm going to do that.
After the loyalty oath, the other issue that I haven't heard you discuss is this Kentucky clerk. Religious liberty is an issue I know you've spoken about before, but it's in sharp conflict right now with the Supreme Court's decision on same-sex marriage. Huckabee, Jindal have come out saying that religious liberty interests must be respected and cannot be buried in this new iteration of marriage. What is your take?
Well, not only do I believe that the Constitution allows for states to define marriage, so I disagreed with that court ruling, but I believe that the next president, one of the most important things I can do as president is uphold the Constitution. It is the most important thing is to uphold the Constitution overall, and part of the Constitution is the freedom of religion, not freedom from religion. The freedom of religion which was implicit in our founders setting out the Bill of Rights, making sure we stood up for those religious freedoms. We do that every day in our state. We have it very clearly defined in our state's Constitution. It has worked just fine in the past. It can work just fine.
So the government shouldn't be able to compel her to issue this license or put her in jail or fine her? You think the government should have that power?
Well, I think in the end, that's just the balance you've got to have in America between the laws that are out there, but ultimately ensuring that the Constitution is upheld. And I believe the Constitution is very clear that people have the freedom of religion. That means you have the freedom
free exercise of religion.
Your religious beliefs out there. I just think that's a fundamental right. It's why our founders, it's why people like, that guy was in Philadelphia the other day, William Penn, came to America because he was being persecuted for his religious beliefs.
Scott Walker, it is great to talk to you as always. Huge fan base where I was this past weekend. A lot of Walker buttons. We'll take a break on the Laura Ingraham Show. Thank you so much. Meg Meeker up next.
This is the High Desert's right choice for talk. Talk 970.